Hey guys, welcome back. Hey, I just wanted to jump on really quickly. I get asked this a ton, so I thought I'd just address it. When we think about issue management, these are really the key components of running a successful project. So what I've done is really kind of outlined the 7 top things that I do from an issue management perspective. So I thought I'd run you through those. Okay, let's look at the 7 issue management plan steps. And let's make sure you can see them. I know the screen's a little bit harder to see, but let's make sure you can see those and you're 100% comfortable with these steps before I walk through them in detail. The first thing that you do in an issue management is create a purpose, right? And so in your issue management plan, you have to have a purpose and really documenting that purpose, right? And so when you think about what's the purpose of the plan, it's really around how you're going to proactively drive the issues on your project, right? And so that's what you're capturing in an issue management plan. Then you're going to put the scope in there, and you're going to make sure the scope is of what you're tracking from a scope perspective. And again, it's around issues, but you're just going to highlight and say, hey, the scope of this issue management plan is how I execute and drive issues on my project. And then the management and escalation. Right? And this is how you're going to tactically manage the issues on your project and how you're going to escalate in the escalation path. Okay, so I won't go into huge details around that. Of course, I've got a full a YouTube video on that, and I'll put the link below. But the management and the escalation is a really key component and something I strongly suggest you set up as well. Then what you're going to do is your issue tracking tool. And so we've talked before, your issue log, right? This is really about what do you want to see in there? What's in the log? What are the columns? Where are you going to store it, right? So it's really about capturing the right information to track and put onto your project from an issue perspective. Okay, I know those issue management steps are a little hard to see, but let's have another look at those. So what's in the log, what columns, what calculations, if there's any that you want to cover, but that's really what you're going to cover in the issue tracking tools. Then you're going to see the issue process, right? And that's step 5. And that's really the process to which you're going to follow and track issues. And so we'll go, and I'll show you that coming up real quick. But it's really the step-by-step process to which you're going to follow as you track issues on your project. I think that's a critical component and a critical thing that, yes, you've got an issue log, but what are the steps? What are the process, right? Issues are things that are occurring on your project, so you've got to make sure you've got a process that you're following. Then you're going to say the roles and responsibilities, right? And from a roles and responsibilities, who's responsible in helping you solve these issues, right? Do you bring your customers in? Do you bring your management in? Right, your team members, right? Who's involved in that process? And so you're going to document that in the roles and responsibilities to making sure that everyone is keyed, everyone understands exactly who's involved in this process. And then finally, the resolution closeout. How do you close out an issue? Well, again, an issue is something that's occurring on the project. So how do you close that out? And that's really going to be about closing it off, what emails, what notifications have to be sent out, who needs to be involved, right? And so you're going to document that issue resolution and closure. So I think that's a key component and something that you got to get documented as well. So these are the 7 components, and I'll just step away, but these are the 7 components that I build in every issue management plan, and I strongly suggest you get those set up as well. Okay guys, hey, I just want to show you really quickly this issue log, right? So issue description, the probability, the impact, right? So you've got all the goodness around this log. Okay, let's just spend a minute and look at the columns I use to set up my issue logs. It doesn't matter what you cover, as long as you're covering enough that people know what the issues are and how they're impacting the project. Cover whatever you want. There's lots of great examples. I put examples in my book, Project Management Communication Tools. So it's all good. Figure out what you want from a log. There's some standard logs out there. Use those. But what I want to do is just briefly highlight this process, right? I just want to make sure you're seeing this process. Okay, let's look at the 6 steps in the issue management process. Issue identification, issue analysis and rating, step 3, issue ownership assessment, issue resolution, issue closeout, and issue monitoring control. So it's really a 6-step process that you're going to follow as the issues occur on your project. So 6 steps will really walk you through how you proactively manage issues on your project. And without that, you're really going to struggle. So you want to have that process. I've outlined really 6 easy steps. Steps I use, steps I strongly suggest my PMs use, but I'd like for you guys to understand the importance of having an issue management process. And I think you guys getting through the plan we just talked about and the 7 steps, and then having these are the 7 components of the plan, and then having these 6 steps, I think you'd be really set up for really proactively running your issues on your project. Thank you very much. My name is Bill Dow. Please like, comment, subscribe, but let me know what you're thinking. Let me know how you are managing issues on your project. Thank you.